understand that bookmarks are hugely popular right now. And I thought, well, how nice would it be if we could just make a quick, easy bookmark that you could give as a gift, and that even a beginner sewer could make. So we're up for our next holiday hop project, made from my pieces of shirt. And this one is going to be a bookmark, and it's going to be so easy. And what we're doing is we are cutting roughly a 3-inch piece of fabric. By 7 inches long. And yes, I still count by hand. And I always double check 1, 2. So that's all left over. And this is the fastest project you're ever going to make. Which side's the right side? I think that's the right side. Like my exact measurements there. And I'm going to cut the batting to be about 2.5 inches. And this is all literally scraps from our shirt. This is the wrong side. So we're going to take our little piece of batting and put it right inside of there. And we're going to stack up our 2 pieces here so that we have right sides facing, right side to right side. I'm going to use some more clips. I don't like using pens if I can help it. And we're going to use the clips to hold things together. Put away my basting spray. It doesn't need to stay on the table for us. And then I'm going to make myself a little mark right here. If I can find a pen. And I'm just going to say, I want to leave this open from there to there. Just enough so that I can turn it out very easily. All right, let's go to the sewing machine. And at the sewing machine, we're going to make this really simple. We're going to do a straight stitch at about a 2.5. And I'm going to start sewing right there. And I'm not really trying to get, oops, got to take that clip off. Not really worried about getting the batting in there. But I am going to back stitch. I said it right that time, back stitch. If you're wondering what am I using for my guide for where to sew. It's this outside edge of the presser foot. May have to pull that loose. Start again. I understand that bookmarks are hugely popular right now. And I thought, well, how nice would it be if we could just make a quick, easy bookmark that you could give as a gift, and that even a beginner sewer could make without any big hassles. Alright, back over to the cutting table. And what I've done is I've just sewn all the way around. We're going to do a little bit of trimming at edges, because this skinny shirt fabric doesn't really want to hold on the way I want it to. I'm trimming off corners, but I'm not trimming my stitching. I'm just trimming the corners. And then I'm going to turn this right side out. And this is a place where having a purple thing, or a chopstick, or a pair of scissors is really handy. Even a pencil would work for this. See, my fingers don't like doing that particular bit of work. And I'm just pushing my corners out well. Get this up here where you can see it really well. All right, and then we've got this little edge right here. My scissors are closed, and I'm just going in to push my corners a little bit. You don't want to push really hard, because if you do, you run the risk of going through your corner, and that's not what we want to do with this. Now you can iron this. And it would take a couple of seconds to iron. My shirt fabric got a little wonky because I wasn't exactly straight on it. But now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew around this outside edge. And so now we're going to sew around the outside edge of this. I'm not being all fancy, I'm just sewing it up. Cutting all my strings off. Now I cut out a heart, but I made it a little bit too big for what I want. So I'm just going to trim it down some. And here's the beauty of this. You can put this heart on here any way you want. You could put it on straight, sideways, upside down, around the corner. And I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to make it about 0.8 for the length of my stitch and a little over 2 for the width of it. And I'm going to start stitching right there in that little curve, or in the point of the heart. And you can even do this with a straight stitch. You don't even have to make sure all those edges are down. You could make this heart could fray as a feature. So here is our quilted heart bookmark. Took maybe 5 minutes to make from beginning to end.